My wife slammed the car hood on my hands. Metal crushed bone before my brain could process what had happened. The hood came down like a guillotine, my fingers trapped, nerves screaming. I shouted, instinct, not weakness. And then I heard her laugh, cold, sharp, like glass breaking in the dark. "Your screams are music to my ears," she said. I turned my head, teeth clenched, and saw her face, my wife, the woman who once kissed my bruises, now smiling at my pain. From the garage shadows, another figure emerged, a man, her man. He carried a hammer, too heavy for anything but destruction. "Let's finish this," he said. I closed my eyes, a bitter calm settling over me. Not surrender, calculation. And then, small footsteps, a voice trembling but fierce. "Touch him again and I'll make you wish you hadn't." My daughter, 10 years old, standing in the doorway, clutching something, a kitchen knife. Too big for her hands, but steady. The room froze. And beneath my pain, something else stirred. Not hope, control. They thought I was blind, broken, too distracted by love to notice. But betrayal has a smell. It seeps into late nights, unanswered calls, whispers behind closed doors. I had felt it long before the hood slammed on my hands. The way she dressed for work, though she hadn't had a job in months. The perfume that lingered, though she never sprayed it for me. The subtle shifts in her eyes when she said my name, like she was reciting a role she no longer believed. At first, I told myself it was stress, fatigue, marriage unraveling at the edges. But then came the accident. Her phone lost, her hours unaccounted for, and the man I saw watching our house from a car across the street. Now here he was, hammer in hand. Not a stranger, a presence, a shadow made flesh. And she laughed with him, at me, at the fool who had built her safety, her life, her home. Weeks before this night, I began collecting pieces, quietly, carefully. Her phone records first, calls to one number, long, late, consistent. I traced it, a man's name, his address not far from here. I said nothing. Instead, I mirrored her silence. Smiles across dinner, empty conversations. Behind it all, I listened, watched, waited. I placed a small recorder in her car, a second under our bed. What I heard confirmed what my instincts already screamed. Their voices, their plans, their laughter, and worse, words about me. How she was done pretending, how I was weak, predictable, easy. They were planning something bigger than infidelity, something final. So I prepared. Not weapons, not violence, evidence, documents, bank transfers, hidden accounts in her name. Every betrayal leaves fingerprints. I gathered them all. The night before the garage, I confronted her without words. I set the folder on the table, bank statements, photos, transcripts from the recordings. She walked in, saw it, froze. Her mask cracked. The silence between us grew jagged. "This isn't," she stammered. I just stared, calm, detached, the kind of silence that reveals more than shouting ever could. She tried tears. She tried rage. Neither moved me. And in that silence, she realized I knew everything. But instead of remorse, she chose defiance. She called him, told him to come. That was her mistake. In the garage, with my hands crushed, her lover raised his hammer. And then my daughter appeared, knife trembling, voice steady. The man hesitated. My wife paled. That was the moment I pulled free. Not from the hood, but from the illusion. Pain burned through me, but clarity sharpened it. I didn't need to fight him, didn't need to strike her. I had already ended them. Because earlier that day I delivered copies of everything, affairs, fraud, hidden accounts, to the police, to his wife, to her family. The world they built was already ash. I looked at her then, my wife, my betrayer. Her smile gone, her bravado collapsed. "You wanted to finish me," I whispered, "but you've already finished yourself." She flinched, as though the words cut deeper than any blade. We left that house before dawn, my daughter and I. No bags, no explanations. Behind us, they were left with nothing. No money, no lies to hide behind. Just each other. A poison disguised as love. Driving away, my hands still throbbed. Bones swollen, skin torn. But the pain was clean, pure. A reminder that I had survived. In the mirror, my daughter slept, knife still on her lap. A protector, too young to need protecting. She would never see me break. My wife once said my screams were music. She will never hear them again. Now only silence remains, and silence is mine.